Hello. Yeah. So let's start. Okay. So also, do you all have this file opened up? The file which we were working upon yesterday, UK bank customers. So see, quick recap, right? Like yesterday, we did a lot of stuff on this. So like first of all, we learned on how we make a dashboard, right? On how we do the formatting on that, how we apply the action filters on that, and then we had started working on this file, right? Where we were, working on the bank data, and we understood how we can correct the locations if the Tableau is not reading a column in the form of geographical data. We talked about how we make a pie chart, right? And then we had talked about how we make a histogram, right? A histogram analysis was done to see how the distribution of the age is. Then we did the same thing for the parents, right? So any questions, anyone on this? Nope. Great. Oh. See now, did this chart that we made, right? This from the balance analysis chart that we made. Any one of you, used a different bin size in this, right? Like we used a bin size of 5,000. Did anyone tried you making this chart with a different bin size? Maybe 7,000 or 10,000, something like this. Also, you also use 5,000. See, do you think if I change this to, don't you think if I change this to 7,000, the chart will change? Right? If I come in this chart, if I change the bin size over here to 7,000, the chart will change. So we can do that. So if I write it on the balance bin and I say edit, and let me change it to 10,000. So what we will see over here is the chart would have changed. Now the bins are of 10,000 in this, right? So almost the analysis is same, but just that the bars will be different over here now in this. That is what we see, right? Now the next thing that I can do over here is if I come on to if I come onto this chart, right? So what I do over here right now on this is, see, I have changed this to 10,000. Maybe like previously this chart was made with a bin of 5K, then we changed it to 10K, right? If I share this report with my manager or with my client, he might want to see this with the chart with the 12K also. He might would say that he would like to see the chart with 7K. So he might would like to change the input and then see how the chart change. Am I right? He might want it that he wants a different bin size. Like we all made a chart where we showcase top five selling products. Right? We were showing the top five selling products. But it can happen that in this over here, the the end user, the client, he might would like to see the top 10 selling products, top 15 selling products. So because I because when the report will be shared with him, he will not be having any options. He will not be able to edit the report. To him, what will happen is whatever we have showcased to him, he will only be able to see that. So that is why there is a feature, right? There is a functionality that we call it as a parameter, right? What we call it as parameter. There is a feature called as parameter. This is a feature with which the end user can give some input based on which the chart will change. Right, this is something that we call it as parameter now. Right, parameter is like a small utility in which if someone will give some number, the chart will change according to that. Make sense? Okay. So how we do that? So there are three steps to that. Step one, create the parameter. Step two, show the parameter. Step three, assign the parameter. So these are the three things that we are going to do right now. Okay, you can please take a note of this. So now let's see how do we create the parameter first of all. See, to create the parameter, you just have to click on this little arrow, and you will get the option of create parameter. Please do this. Let's call it as balance bin parameter, and the value will be integer. Okay. So now in this over here, right, once you define this integer, now you don't have to do anything. Just like, when you create the parameter, there are three options that you will get. One is all, right? One is all, list, and range. Keep it as all. So we'll keep this as all for now. Okay. And you click on OK on this. A parameter will come up. So Arush, I clicked over here on the little arrow. Right over here, create the create parameter. And you can also click on this white area. Right, create parameter. So over here also we'll get it. Got it? Can you all see this parameter now? See, if you say right click on this and you say show parameter, this parameter will come on your screen. Right? So like for example, if you write 10, it will take 10.
If you tell 7,000, it will take 7,000. If you enter 10,000, it will take 10,000. If you enter 12,000, it will take 12,000. Right? This is how the things are going to happen. Okay. Now you know what's going to happen is you all will notice the chart is not changing. Right? The chart over here is not changing. Why? Because the last step is left. So the last step was that this number should get impacted over here so that the chart only then the chart will change. Yes, everyone. If this number gets applied over here, then only the chart will change. So it's a very simple task now that we have to do. Right click on this balance bin and you will say edit, right? And over here, just click on the drop down and you will find your parameter name, balance bin parameter. You could have written the parameter from here also, and you just find the parameter name over here. Just assign it and then click on OK. And your chart will become completely functional. Please do it. Okay. So now if you will see over here, if I change the number, the chart will change. Right? Okay. So I'll repeat the steps. What we have done is we have first of all, what we've done is so parameter is a feature. What it happen is it is something with the help of which the user can give some input and based on that the chart is going to change. Right? So how we create the parameter now over here is the step one for that is create the parameter. That is you click on this little arrow over here and you will say create parameter and in the parameter then you can give it a name balance bin parameter. The value will be integer and over here then what you do is you just click on OK then. Once you do that you will see a parameter will come up over here. Then over here right click on this and say show parameter. With that the parameter will come on your screen. Okay. Well just give me a second. Let me see. Okay. So now once this parameter is created, then what we do is you have to right click on this parameter and say show parameter. And with that, over here, what will happen is the parameter will be visible. See over here, you have to all click on this arrow. You will all see this little arrow over here. If you all will see on this arrow over here, that is where you have to click and you will find that option. Create parameter. If you right click on this,
Then also you will find the same option, create parameter. Number of ways. Right click in the white space, click on this little arrow, you will find the create parameter, right? Second option, create parameter, and then give it a name, balance bin parameter, and over here you can select the value as integer, and then just click on OK. This is where when we say integer, that means the user will only be able to enter an integer value in that, nothing apart from that. And then once you click on OK, the parameter will be ready. And then you simply have to say show parameter. When you say show parameter, the parameter will come onto your screen. Okay. Now what we do over here is, so in this case now, what we do over here is once your parameter is visible over here, you right click on your balance bin, edit that bin, and over here, where you give the value of 5,000, right? Where you give that value of 5,000 or 10,000, just click on the drop down and you put that parameter over there. With that, the parameter will come and your chart will be now fully functional with that. So if you put something 10,000, the chart will change according to that. Okay. See the parameter, the same thing can be created and it could have been used in that chart of top end products also, right? If you go in the top end products, it can be used over there. Right? So now I give you all a task. Please make a complete new parameter and assign it to the age chart as well. So Arush, see basically parameter you can assign to any calculation. You can assign it to, in the filters, in the set. So those are the areas where these parameters can be assigned. So you have to have something where you have some calculation with. So all of you please assign it. So I'll give you all 2 minutes to try on the age analysis. So I'll be on mute, right? So I want you all to now get dirty and come up with the answer. Yep, are you able to do it? Oh, perfect, Sachin. So see, basically what we do over here in this case is we create a parameter, right? And this time we are going to call it as age bin parameter. And see, now you know when you create a parameter, see you have three options for that. One is you can go with the option of all. Another is list. See, in the see in all what happens is a user can put anything. But if I give list, see in the list you can give set of values. So okay, I'm saying user you can put 5, you can put 10, or you can put 12. Now user can only put these three values, nothing apart from this. If I click on OK now, so a parameter will be created. And if I say show parameter, the parameter will be visible on the screen. Okay. See, I can select only these three values from here. 5, 10, 12. Then once the parameter comes over here, the only thing that we have to do now is I will simply come over here, right? So I'll simply come over here in this area of the bin that we were creating. So I will right click on that age bin and I will say edit and I will assign that parameter and it's done. So whatever I will select, the chart will change according to that. Okay. So Pankaj, see, I mean you are asking from this sheet over here, like if it has come up on the sheet, you want to remove it from this. This is what the question is. So in that case, what to do is simply click on this little arrow and say hide card. So it will go away. Right? And if you want to show it again, you say show parameter, it will come back. And you click on this hide card. There is no chat box over here on my screen. Ritu. Can everyone? See what we're doing over here is we have created the parameter. You have to click on this little arrow, create parameter, right? Give it a name, right? What the value that you want, right? And you give it a name, right? Like this is age with parameters. And over here you decide the data type, right? Data type means what type of value do you want the user should be able to enter. So I'm saying integer, the user should be able to enter integer. And then you say list. List means you are given a list of values, right? 5, 10, 12. That means the user will be able to select these three values from that parameter now. So when you click on OK, so a parameter will be created and that parameter will be visible over here. Okay, that parameter will be visible over here. And then what you simply do is right click on that parameter and say show parameter. So the parameter is visible on your screen. And then once this is done, you just go into that bin field that you have created, edit it, and assign it over there. Click on the drop down, you should find the parameter. Okay. So Arush, it will automatically not change. So what happen is, so this parameter that you have, right? So when you change it over here, you right click and edit this. Okay. So when you're editing this up, okay. So now in this case, when you change it to list, okay. So let me, if you give any value, so it will
still come as a box only. Like the way you were doing on the filters, you click on this little arrow and then you can change the style. Right? You will be able to change the style from here. Right? Like in the previous one, if I show you, see, I can make it a single value list. I can make it a type in, right, where you can put the value, or you can make it a compact list. No, Roshi, you don't have to do anything. You just have to bring the chart and you don't have to click anywhere. The chart will change automatically. Okay? So the chart will change automatically in this. When you change the parameter, so it will. So can you do one thing? If you can just check Urvashi over here. So Urvashi can come on your screen worksheet. Right, click on the worksheet. And over here you will find the option of auto update. Right? So please check both these options are checked. Auto update worksheet, auto update filters. So if something is unchecked, then it could be a problem that you have to do that up. Okay, can you share your screen? Just give me a second. Let me make you the presenter. Yep. So can you please share your screen?
Yes, sir, can you hear me?
Yep. You're audible.
From where I have to share my screen?
On the top left, you will find an option of.
No,
Sorry?
just wait a minute. So can you see my screen?
Yes, yes.
So from here, when I change to 10, it will not automatically change. I need to click here.
So you have to hit enter also. No? You're not hitting enter after entering the value.
Okay, that's the problem.
Yep.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, so can you please make it the presenter, man?
Okay. Sir, from where?
So see in the right side, you will see the participant list. So in that, so there are two simply learn. Don't make the host one. Without the host, make that the presenter. Right click on that, change role to presenter. Okay, thank you. Okay. So now you know how you change the look of the parameter is you click on this and you can change the look of that. See now what I've done is see if I right click on the parameter now and I edit this. See we have discussed two options right now. You know what you can sorry. You write on the age bin parameter when you edit this. So there are two things, right? One is we have seen all, one we have seen list, and then we have an option of range. See, in the range, what happen is I can give a set of range of value. So I'm saying minimum value 1 and maximum value 100. Okay, so I'm saying minimum value 1 and maximum value is 100. So 100 is too big a value. Probably let's keep it as 50. So that means a user can now enter a value between 1 to 50. He will have the option to enter any value between 1 to 50. Make sense, all of you? So don't do anything. First of all, please understand, then you can do the step. It's very simple stuff. I'm just taking two things. Okay. So now what will happen over here is, like when you give the value as 1 to 15, so that means user can enter any value between this. Now what you can do over here is,
I'm still on mute.
sorry?
Excuse me, sir. I'm not mute from your side.
You can just click on that view, so I'll just do it. Okay. So now you know what we do over here is, when you define that the range over here, in this what you can do is you can define a step size now. See, step size means basically how the values will jump. Like for example, if I put the value as 2, 2 means now a user can select the value as 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. That is how the user will be able to select the value. Make sense? If I put the step size as 3, the user will be able to change the value as 1, 4, 7, 10, 13. The values will jump by 3, right? And by default, it is 1. Now, if I click on OK, and then I right click on this and I say show parameter, you will see the parameter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, up till 15, I will get the values now. So this is how the moment the parameter is changing, the values are changing. Right? So please, all of you try this.
Hi, sir. Hello. Hello.
Hello, yeah, Kasturi, please.
Sir, am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, 1 second, sir. So, sir, it is showing like this actually. Like it is showing the total when I select this. Like it is not showing as you showed in your laptop actually. So,
So actually, can you right click on the age bin?
okay.
Read that.
Here,
Age bin field that you have.
here.
Ah,
Okay.
right click, edit.
Okay.
Over here you assign balance bin parameter.
Oh. So now currently how it shows, sir, actually, like if I select 5 and enter,
Ah,
like how does this show actually? I didn't understand this.
so it's changing the bin basically. So what was the bin? What was the bin that we printed yesterday? What was that bin?
Age bin parent.
Age bin, what was that chart doing? When you defined bin with the age bin yesterday, what was that?
Range actually 15 to 20. How many customers are there? Like based on the age, how many customers are there? We have created this.
So what did you enter over there? You entered the number as 5, right?
Yes.
So that means you wanted to see output in the form of a group of 5, right? 0, 15 to 20, 20 to 25, 25 to 30. But what if I want, user wants to change the bin size? He wants to see it with the size of 10. That is 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40. So that is what is happening.
Okay. Okay, sir. Okay. And also, could you please tell the next step now we have done actually?
So it's done basically. So this is what we were doing over here.
Okay, so now do you want me to go to balance bin again? Sorry, age bin again.
No, so everything is sorted, so there is nothing more that you have to do in this now.
Okay, so next step. Okay, and stop sharing my screen. Just kindly please repeat the uh, next step which you have done.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So please present, right?
I have made.
Okay. So now you know these two charts are ready, and you see if you see right now, both the charts are now controlled by parameter, right? So we have this parameter over here, and for this chart also we have a parameter over here. Now what we do is let's add the next chart to it, and this is where we are going to talk about the feature which we call the next chart, where we will do job classification analysis. Right, so in the job classification analysis, we would like to see from what type of job category do we have the most number of the customers, right? So for that, let's create a chart, everyone now. So can you all create a bar chart, right? So in order to show the number of customers for the different ages or for the different job classification, can you all make a bar chart for that? Okay. And so right, Ankit, so basically when you will bring all these charts on the dashboard, so these parameters will come over there. So with every chart that each parameter will come. So what we do is we have the field coming over here, we pick the job classification and we put it in the columns. And then what we do is we pick up the, the field of count, right? And this is going to give me a chart over here, a bar chart, right? Now what we will do over here is, in this, what we do is we click on the show me option now. Okay, we click on the show me option now. If I click on the show me, right, I will change this into a tree map. See, this is a tree map option that you have, this chart. So this way, this chart gets changed into a tree map. So please do it. Okay. So see, in tree map, the context is see, bigger the box, higher the count, smaller the box, lower the count. Right? Big box, white collar has the most number of customers. Then blue collar and other, they have less number of customers. Right? That is, most of the customers are doing a white collar job, and few customers are doing blue collar and other type of job. Done? Perfect. Okay. So now you know what you will have to do is, now I would like to give you all, the 5 minutes over here to convert and create a nice looking dashboard, and please publish it and share the link with me on the chat. Yeah, Kasturi, we can add the labels also if you just pick it up, the count over here, put it on the label so you will be able to see that count. Can you all convert this count into percentage? Right, I have shown the count on this chart. Can you all convert this into percentage? So please do it, everyone. And then you all have to create a dashboard, right? And then what we do is you have to create a dashboard and share the link with me. So Sudhir, what do you want me to repeat? So you bring this, pick up the count field and drop it on the label. Okay? And you have to change it to the percentage. Then what you do is right click on the label one field, right click, quick table calculation, percent of total. Something we did yesterday also. So 48%, 26%, 25%. So right. So we have got one Gauri Shankar, you have shared, made it. So please make sure you are making it nice looking, right? Done some formatting and everything is there. Nice. So see, you missed the border over here, parameters and all. Where are the parameters? Right. So make it nice, make it look decent. So it's little weird right now. So Tariq, you have to right click on that count field and quick table calculation, percent of total. Something that we did yesterday on the pie chart. The same thing comes over here. Okay, so all. So I give you, 2-3 minutes. So I'll be on mute. I just grab some quick water. In the meantime, you all create this dashboard and share the links with me.
Oops, sorry. I'm so sorry. I was on mute and I was speaking. I'm really sorry, guys. So, what I was telling over here was, I'll just repeat my statement. Like, I was seeing some dashboards, right? So, like, someone, when I shown your dashboard right now, okay. So, someone, this was yours, right? So, in your dashboard, there is a lot of white space that is coming up, right? White space is basically now this is useless, right? You could have changed this chart into an entire view. The space would have come up entirely on this, right? So what I was mainly telling was when you go, if in your Tableau, your public, if you will click on discover, you will be able to see how the people have made the dashboard. See, they have just done some nice formatting over here. So this is this is something where you can come and see the dashboard and you can see, okay, how the people have placing the charts, right? Like I was showing you one dashboard that was this. So I can actually see that, how nicely this dashboard has been, all the charts are placed so that a person can, get to see, a person should enjoy it. So neat and clean and everything is nicely visible, titles, all the things are placed over here. And what you can also do is you can also put these dashboards over the LinkedIn, right? You when you make something, now this is a great way of taking the attention of the recruiters. If you have made the dashboards, right, share these dashboards with a nice formatting and everything done on your LinkedIn profiles, so that people get to know and ask people for their feedbacks and comments on that. So there are a lot of people who will get engaged with you and who would like to share the thoughts with you, that what you have done and how it would have been, the better, the things that all you would have done over here. So this is something I would like to, give a quick advice, right? So using proper filters, see if I'm applying the filters over here and I will change it so I can see the report is going to change in that case. Okay. So if I select furniture now, the report will come for this. So let me open some more, the dashboard that you all have shared right now. Let's see how you all have done it. So Anish, this is yours. I'm opening it up. Oh, this looks nice. Very nice. You can just increase the width of this chart. This is a little squeezed, and you can decrease the width of these. Okay. And parameters, where are the parameters? I can't see your parameters on this. So balance bin and age bin parameter, where are they? So Ritu, when you all publish your reports, right? So at the bottom of that, you will find the option of share or the small little icon. When you click on that, you will get a link. Just copy this link and put it on the chat. And you can share this link with anyone. They will be able to see your report. Okay. So let me also make this up. See how what all things we could have done. So now please all of you watch on my screen. Do not do anything. Right? Don't do anything. Just watch how what I'm doing. See, by default, when you open the dashboard, right? Whenever you open that dashboard, it basically comes. Let me just close it and put it up again. So when you open a dashboard, by default, it comes in a small screen. So what you do is click on the size and make it automatic, so that it takes the entire screen space. That is the first thing that we do over here. Okay. Then what we do is we start bringing up the dash sheets on this. So first of all, I bring the map. So map comes in over here. That takes the entire space. Okay. Second, I bring the pie chart over here. It comes like this. Okay. I bring the third chart. Then I put it over here. I mean, whether you want to see it in the full screen mode, that is what you are asking, or you are saying that how to change this into that entire view.
So you just click over here on this side. You will see an option of size, right? On the size you have to click, right? And over here when you will click on that size, in that option you have to choose automatic. So that will take the entire space. You would be getting right now a range option, right? You would be getting something like this. You have to just click on that and make it to automatic. Then I bring the fourth chart. Let's place it over here. And let's bring the fifth chart. Let's place it over here. Okay. Now see again, if I show you this chart over here, this is not taking the entire space. White space is coming. So I will make sure that when I select this chart, this is not standard, this is entire view. See, it covers the entire space, doesn't give me any white area anymore. Okay. I will put a dashboard title. Dashboard title, I will put it as customer segmentation, right? And let's change the font style. Probably I'll put some nice looking font style over here. Make it center, and we will give some color to this. Apply and okay. And you know, I can also make it bold. Okay. Now I pick up the charts and I'm going to put some borders around them. Right. So I'll put some borders. Okay. Then I can click on format the dashboard. See, everything we did yesterday, there is nothing new I am telling right now, nothing new. Okay. Then I will put some shading effect in the back end. Okay. And then I will, what I can do is I can change the font of the titles. Let's keep it of a smaller size, around 10. Make it bold. Right. See, I don't want to put very big titles because when I look at the dashboard, my chart should be clearly visible. That title I will read. It should be of an appropriate size, not very big. Right? If you see right now, this is how it has come. So please don't do anything, right? Watch with me on my screen only right now. Okay, I'll give you again after this. I will allow you some time to work on it and make it better. Right? So please stay with me only. If you see right now on this chart, right now, okay. For this chart, do I have a legend? This is the legend that I have for this chart. Yes, everyone? Yes, yes, no? Okay. Do you really think if you are the user, see, if you are the user, will you use this legend? As a user, will you use this legend? So Sarthak, why no? Or Ento, why no? Exactly. It's already on the chart, right? It's already written on the chart. This is male, this is female. So it's just extra pixel. It's an extra pixel, right? So I can remove this legend. I can click on this legend and I will say cross. I don't want it because that information is already there on the chart. Correct? Now, like the people, right? Basically what happened is like the people who actually use this dashboard. So the Tableu users, they're already familiar with the concepts that, the things can be used on the color, the things can be used on the size. So typically, over here I can totally understand that bigger size means higher count, smaller size means smaller count. So this legend as such is not going to give you a very good, very useful impact. Okay. So like for example, if I show you some other dashboards also over here. So where we think that the legend is not required, we can remove that. See like this one that I was showing you right now. This one. Okay. If you will take a note of this, the user has not given the legend for this chart, right? The user has not given any legend for this chart. Why? Because I guess 100% of you, all of you, can you tell what is which state had the highest sales? See, the title is given over here, right? So can you tell me which state has got the highest sales? New Hampshire, right? This is the place that I see over here right now. You can tell it now, right? You can tell it by the color, right, everyone? See, this is how the things start getting to, now you all are at a position, now you are able to tell on the chart that where the sale is high, where the sale is low. Okay, see, over here the legend is required because the user will not be able to understand that what is on the bar chart and what is on the line chart, right? So it is telling me that line chart is showing me the percentage of profit, and this sales is something where I can see the, this bar blue color is the sales that I am showing. So that is why what I come back on the report now, what I do is I don't need this legend as well. I can remove them. Because see, if I will remove the extra elements, that will give me more space. That will give me more space for my charts. So what I do now is, suppose this is the parameter that I have, balance bin parameter. What I will do is, I will move this parameter near to my chart itself. I will move it near to my chart. Okay, that, so that the user who is going to use this, he will put the number, okay, let me change this chart. So let's put 5,000, right? The chart change. Everything is near to him. Same way, I pick this up and keep it below the chart over here so that the user doesn't have to travel, left, right, up, down to see where to put the value. He will put the value right over here and the chart will keep changing. Does that make sense, all of you? Everyone? Right? And then you can resize the charts, right? If you feel some charts are too big, too small, resize them so that the things are clearly visible. So the controls are in your hand, right? You have to make the things effective for the end user. Okay. Now the next thing that I can do over here is, so if I right click on the gender analysis, right? If I right click on the gender analysis, I can say format and I can go in the shading. In the shading, what I will do is, see, right now the color is white. I will say shading of this chart should be none. So when you make it none, so what will happen is the chart's background will get mixed into the dashboard background. See, now if you will see over here, it looks much better, right? See, everything is getting synced inside the dashboard background now. See, don't you think it looks better than before? No unrequired white spaces in this, right? So this is how, we can add a kind of, cleanliness and make sure that the reports look completely professional. If you see these spaces are too big right now, I can just, I can come over here and I can reduce that. So this way, this is where we come to a dashboard which is now much more clean and neat now. Or if you want, you can keep the parameter at the bottom also. Something like this. You can keep them at the bottom also so that the titles all come in the same line. Yep. Make sense to all of you? So Swarupa, your question is how to accommodate the legends within the chart. See, I'll tell you. So there are two ways of doing it. I will just tell you both the things. Right? So all of you, please now take 2 minutes and try to add that cleanliness to your chart and make sure everything is there. Okay, so Arush, you have shared it. Let's open it up. And all, others, you all also please see the dashboards that are being shared by other learners over here, right? So that you get a complete understanding how the people are making it up. No, that's very nice. So the only problem is, Arush, so the thing is that this parameter should have been matching. See, this chart matches. So what you could have done is you could have moved this chart over here, right? So this parameter and the chart would have both come together in that case. Make sense? Right now, what is happening is the parameter is over here and the chart is over here. Okay, so Kasturi, this is yours. Can you please check? Actually, I'm getting a blank report in your case. Okay, Madhulina, this is yours. See, Madhulina, the first thing that I will observe over here is while sharing this report, this is something which was clicked. So make sure nothing is clicked, nothing is checked. Okay? Nice. This is also looks nice, right? The charts coming properly. You have the parameters. Perfect, perfect. Okay. So now everyone, are you feeling a little bit confident about Tableau that yes, you are learning it and you are able to play with this? That is the first question that you all have to ask yourself, right? So that yes, you are able to now understand why are you doing all this stuff, right? What are you doing and how you are doing it. So you should be able to answer these questions, right? That's like a more of self belief that yes, we are making sense onto it right now. So Kasturi, see this chart is too big. See this chart is getting too smaller over here right now. So you can actually make the width smaller for this and this map also in that case. Okay. And secondly, so otherwise it is fine, right? Otherwise, so one thing if you will all notice, this map right now looks lot white, right? You can apply some nice theme to it so it looks more colorful. That is another thing that we can all do. See, I have not done it, but I'm just telling you, right? These are the other things that we can add. So like if you go to go to your this and go to the sheet, so you can just add some background themes to it, background, and make it dark mode so that it looks little colorful on the dashboard in that case. So that is something you can also add up. Okay. So now, see, I will request you all to please download an image, right? Go to the Google and just download one image. Let's call it as bank logo. Download any bank logo. Let's suppose I'm downloading this Axis Bank, right? And call it as save image as save the image of this, right? You can save it on the desktop somewhere, right? Please download any image from the internet. Any image, Swarupa, you can download any image, any bank image that you want. You can download the same Axis Bank also if you want. Any bank logo. So basically the goal is on this report that I have created, I want to put my bank logo at the top. Done? So click on the dashboard, and the dashboard you will find an option of image. Double click on image, and then it is going to ask you to choose an image. So choose that image now and open it. Make it fit image, center image, apply and OK. See, the image will come over here, the bank logo. So what I can do is I can move this, right? We have to move it a little bit, like just bring the image first, all of you. I'll just tell you. Okay. Then what you do is, once the image comes over here, right? What you will do in this case is you click on this little arrow over here. On this little arrow, click on this. We can make the things floating. See, when you make floating, floating means now you can move it anywhere you want, right? Floating. I will now make it smaller in the size and place it at the top. See, now I have a logo also for me, for my report. Correct? So how to make it floating? See, click on the chart, little arrow, and there you will find the option of floating. Just check that, it will become floating. So to upload the pic, you have to double click on the image. Over here you have the option of image in the dashboard. Just double click on that, and then you have to choose the image, right? Make it fit image, center image, apply and OK. So the image will come. Once the image comes on this, you can just click on the little arrow and make it floating. Right? Resizing, do the resizing of this, and then you can place it. Clear everyone now?
To add the background color to this, to the background to the chart is right click on the chart and say format. So when you do the formatting, over here you will find the formatting option. Over here, if you click on the shading, in the worksheet, whatever color you will select, that color will come in the background. If you make it none, so there will be no color. Okay, there will be no color in that. To make it floating, see, any chart can be converted into a floating. So click on that chart or that image, and then you just click on this little arrow, and you can make it as floating. Just click on that floating option, the chart or any visual will become floating in that case. Okay. To add a dashboard at the top right, so Rupa, you have to click on the dashboard and at the bottom you will find an option of show dashboard title. Just check this option, the dashboard title will come. So Ankit, to make the map dark, you have to go to the map. When you go to the map, over there you will find the option of map, background maps. Oh, sorry. Map, background maps, and there you have the themes. You will over here also. If you click on the map from here, you will be able to do it from here from the dashboard also. See, that can be changed from here as well. Okay, Sharon, so let me open yours. Yep, this looks nice. Yes. This title is coming too much in the little center, right? You can make it a little right. So this should come on the right corner. Okay. To change the color, right, you have to give the color same color to the entire report. For that, what you will have to do is you will not be able to do it in one go. You right click on one of the charts, say format, shading, make it worksheet shading none, and then select the next chart and make the worksheet shading as none. Then select the next chart, make the worksheet shading as none. So you have to do it for each chart one by one. Then it will happen. So I like the URL you can generate when you have published the report, at the bottom you will see a share option. Click on the share, and this is where you will get the link. Just copy that link and you will be able to share it. Okay. Ankit, don't use the different border colors, right? So I would suggest try to keep the border color as same. Otherwise, it kind of gives some feeling that some border color is representing something. So try to keep them as consistent. Okay. Right. Okay, also I think we can have a quick short break over here, right? So let's take a quick short water break, and then just we will take the things forward from there. Then we will talk about storytelling in the tab. Okay. So to add the borders, you have to select the chart, click on the layout, and there you will find the option of borders. Right? You will have to apply the border for each chart, select the chart, and put the border. So one by one you have to do it. Okay, so let's start in 15 minutes, right? So we'll just want to Okay, so start everyone. It will get overwritten, right? So that is basically if you save the file with the same name, so that definitely is going to overwrite it over the previous existing file, right? Because the one file is already there with that name, so it's definitely going to overwrite it. So border applications are over here, right? So when you are on this, select the chart, go in the layout. You have to click on the layout, and this is where you will find the border option, right? So if I put this border, see the border will change. You have to select the chart again, and you have to put the border again. You can rename it. So if you will rename it, so it will create a different copy in that case. It will get a different copy. Sure, Anish. So you can watch the video and see the charts. And if you have any questions, you can please ask me. So I'll just help out on that. So Rati, while saving it, so what you do is you just click on File, Save As. See, when you click on Save, so it is going to save this file and overwrite it. But if you say Save to Tableau Public As, so in that case, it will save it with a different name. So click on Save As. Okay, now you can give a new name to it and you will be able to save it with that. Okay. See, now if you come on this report dashboard right now. Okay. So what we will do over here is we are going to talk about storytelling now. Okay. And so Rupa, to share the file, so once you have you saved the file? You want to give a border to the dashboard title. Version of, I didn't get a question. Can you come again? Yes, please. Your voice is not coming. Can you come again?
Sir, you able to hear me now?
Hello?
Sir, can you hear me now?
Yeah, but it's little feeble. The voice is feeble.
Okay, yes, sir. Okay, sir, if you can hear me now, the thing is,
Yeah,
I
please.
have given a border for dashboard title earlier.
If you want to do the title, you come over here and you click on format and you can apply the borders. You will get the option of borders over here and you can just click on the format dashboard. So, and in fact, you can give it from here also. You just select it and you come in the layout and from there also you can apply the border. So, everything remains the same.
No, sir, I had given that earlier, but the problem is, when I put in the logo, right, I align the logo as per the dashboard border. However, when I save it online, the alignment changes. For example,
Ah, see, I get it. See, that is, because what happened is this floating option that we have. So floating is not a very consistent option that we have. So this floating will always keep on changing a little bit according to the resolution. See, if you see on my screen also, if it is right now over here, if I make it entire view, you will see it has moved a little down. So that is why, we should try to avoid the floating. So what you can technically do in that case, you can, we talked about the containers yesterday.
probably you can bring a container, right? You put a container at the top, and then what you do is you move these things inside it. See, you move the title inside this container, and then what you do is you can make this also as non-floating, and then if you will see now, they are all containing coming in the container now, this big container. So with that, what will now happen is that problem will not happen of yours. So that if you just put it inside the container, so this problem will not happen then now. See, now if you do it, so wherever you have placed it now, so you can increase the size of this a little bit, something like this. So with this now what will happen is with the container you can group it at top. See, it comes at the top like that.
Done. Thank you so much. Thank you.
So Priyanka, the parameter is not coming up right, so that age main parameter. So click on that age analysis chart, click on the little drop down and you will find the option of parameters. So from there make sure that parameter is checked. If you will check that up, if somehow the parameter is not coming, you have removed it or deleted it. So this click on this, the parameter will come back. Make sense? So Rati, can you please share your link also? Alex, let me see yours. So you don't need to copy anything like the question that is being asked over here. See, you don't need to copy something. This is right. You can just download it from here. Click on the download and you can download it in the PowerPoint format. So a PPT will be downloaded of this. Yep, so it looks nice. So just think that basically the title that you have is little small and the logo is too big. So probably you can increase the font size of this. So that would be a better option. Okay. Okay. So now what we will do over here is, let's come back to this now on the Tableu. Now what we do over here is we're going to talk about storytelling. See, storytelling is a feature in Tableu. With the help of this, what we can do is, if suppose you have to give some presentation. See, this is a feature that is not used a lot. This is something which is useful if you have to give some presentation somewhere, right? So what you can do is you can actually use the storytelling mode in this. If you come over here, right, you have an option over here on this. Okay, you can see this option over here. So all of you please click on this new story. Okay, so if you will click on new story, this view will come up. Everyone please come up on this. Right, so everyone see, this is a small observation that I had. See, what happens in the session is like, technically the session starts at 6, right? So what I see is that participants, joining late. Although I wait for 5 to 7 minutes before starting the session, but still I see, some participants join at 6:15, some join at 6:30, right? So in that process, what happen is, people miss out the steps, right? So it's a request, right? If you will be all, on time, so it will save the time for everyone, right? Because in the starting, I have to repeat a lot of steps multiple times, right? 4 or 5 times, I repeat those steps so that all of you can, get those steps. So in that entire process, somewhere, what we are doing is we are disrespecting those people who have already joined in time, right? So the people who are on time, they have already, they have started doing the thing. So we somewhere disrespect that. And if there are 50 people and all those 50 people who have to wait for 5 minutes, 10 minutes again,
So it's like, we have wasted almost like, 500 minutes throughout that entire process for everyone, right? So, and also like in the pace, right? Again, as I keep on saying, first I explain, I demonstrate, then I also give the time to all of you to do it, right? So if you will follow that pattern, right, you will never miss out the things, right? So please, let's try to do that up so that, because see, the goal is the more and more time we will have and less repetitions we will have, we will be able to take more examples and we will be able to cover up more content, right? And if we will keep repeating the same things again and again, so we are somewhere, going to, that time is going to get impacted because of that, right? I hope you all, you will all agree to me, right? So if I'm doing same thing 5 times, 7 times, so we could have actually done some more examples in that period time if we didn't have to repeat that up. So right? So let's try to follow that up. So breaks get over. So try to join in time. So that will be beneficial for all of us, right? So the ultimate goal of these sessions is that we have to go out with complete learning with confidence, right? So I also try to ensure that I'm giving you all an ample opportunity, right, to ask your questions, right, to share your screens, right, so that I can help you out, right? But somewhere we have to come that, okay, the thing should not come up again and again, right? Because suppose just realize if you are one of them, you have already done your task, and then five people asking it again that "Please, I would like to share my screen, I would like to ask the question. You are just sitting over there and you saying, okay, no, boss, I have already done it. What should I do now? Right? So try to keep yourself, in the seat of others, so that because the same thing can happen to us as well. Okay. So with that, so like see if you all come on the storytelling over here, see now storytelling is completely something which you have to use for the purpose of presentation. So it's something which is very rarely you will see people using it up, but we have a feature so we should be aware of this. So like for example, if I bring the sheet one, see on the story you can drag only one sheet or one dashboard. You can drag only one thing. See if I have dragged the map, I cannot drag any other thing. So if I will bring the sheet 2 will replace it, right? So like for example, right now I have dragged the map. So you can all please do it. Drag the map over here. Now the benefit of the storytelling is, right, you can write some caption at the top. See over here, I can write a caption. So any observation that you have from this chart, all of you, what observation you have? See now this is a question that is asked a lot in the interviews, right? They will show you some chart and they will ask you, okay, what insight do you get from this chart? So insight, see now please understand this question. So one is what do you have on the map, right? And what are the insights you get from the map? So if the question is what do you on the map, you will be saying that okay, I have the number of customers based on region. That is what you have. But what insight you derive, what information you derive from here, what is that? That is like I can see from this chart that this region England has the highest number of customers, right? I can see over here Northern Ireland has the least number of customers. This is what I get the insight. Okay. So see this chart is of UK only. All the regions are of UK. So this chart is completely for UK only. So I cannot say we have more number of customers in UK, right? Because this is also a part of UK provinces, right? Over here, these are all provinces of UK that we are having right now. So I can see from here England is something which is having the highest number of customers. So what I do over here right now in this case is I can write a caption over here at the top. So I can probably write England has the highest number of customers. Okay. If I come over here, this is the first, the page that I have created. So please write the caption on this, everyone. Simply new point. Okay. And also, everyone, all of you, One again, second tip that I would like to give you all is do not feel afraid to experiment in the tablet. Right? That is how you will learn it. So when you are working and making something, keep experimenting. Okay, like just say, okay, let me move this chart over here, let me see how it looks like. Right? Let me move this chart over here, let me see how it looks like. So keep experimenting in the tablet, because when you will make some errors, right, when you will go wrong somewhere, you will try to correct it out, and when you try to do that, you actually come up with some new features and options over there, right? So do not hesitate to stop your experiment. So that is also something I would like to advise to all of you. Keep playing with the things anywhere you feel like this I can do, let me try this, let me try that. So this, see, ultimately you will be getting to explore some option only in that case, right? So like if you see format option, so format as the name itself tells, if you have to do formatting on the chart, so you select any chart and click on format, you will see that all the options are there for formatting. If I want to apply some borders, right? If I want to apply some shading, you will see all the options will come up, and start playing with that. Getting it, everyone? Okay. Now what you do over here is I have added one page. Now similarly what you can all do over here is if you want to add another page to it, you can click on blank, and with that what you can do is you can add one more page. Now our second page is added. Now in the second page I can add another sheet. So over here I can see this is a male female ratio, and I can see it's almost similar, right? So it's almost similar right now. So I can put a caption over here like something like male and female ratio is similar, right? Then likewise, now you next task you all have to do is add next two pages to this as well. Add two more pages to understand age analysis and balance analysis. Your users will drag and drop. So you add a blank page and you just drag it. So in the age analysis, what I can do is I can see, there are more customers in the age group of 30 to 40. Okay. And on this on this story too, you can update the title also. See, you are getting a story title. Double click on this, and you can call it as uh, customers segment story, right? And then what you can do is you can click on the analysis in the format, and you can format the story now. See, you can give some background colors if you want, right, to this entire story. You can add some background colors if you want, something like this. Okay. Title, you want to make it bold, you want to centerline the title, so those things can also be done on this. You can add the colors to the navigators. See, this is called as a navigator. 1, 2, 3. No, no, that's not a Pareto chart. Pareto chart is something different. I will show you that. We will all make a Pareto chart. Okay. So with this, you can all please save this file now. You can say file, save to Tableau public. So everything will be saved now. So now I would like to, take a pause for 5 minutes, and I would like to take any questions if you all have now. For all these activities that we have done, so anything that you feel right throughout this entire, and plus one thing, we have forgot to do, which is something very, very important, right? So let me do one thing. Let's move this over here, or maybe let me give the pie chart over here. Remember yesterday one thing we talked about, something which we called as action filter, right? Something we can apply that feature over here also. I can select the chart and I can say use as filter. So with that, what will now happen is if I will click on England, right? So the data will get filtered for England, right? If I will now click on this, the data will get filtered for Wales. So this is a feature that I should be adding it up. And I guess none of you have added that feature in your reports, right? Action filter. Tariq, so basically what happens over here is any in the Tableau public. See, Tableau public, as I told you, right, it is something which is great for the purpose of learning. Okay. So anything that you share on the Tableau public, everyone can view it. See, because this is why, they have named it as a public, that it is something where you do something, you put up all your stuff on that, and so this is just for a learning purpose, so that people can come and they can collaborate and they can share the things, right? But if you want, right, if you want that, because see, in companies, what happens is the data is confidential, right? The data is confidential. So in that case, you cannot use Tableau Public because Amazon, these companies, they cannot put their stuff or all their, the financial numbers on the Tableau Public server because the people will get to know about it. Okay. So in that case, the companies have to purchase the licensed server. Remember, we talked about two things, that Tableau Public, Tableau on-premises and Tableau online. So if you buy that server, in that case, you will be pushing the data on your own space, and if you will have to share that report with someone, you will have to also buy an account for him. Then that person will log in from his ID and password, then only he will be able to see the report. Without his account credentials, he won't be able to do it. All over the end. So I think that I have to check with the learning manager about the attendance. That how can that be? Because I think attendance automatically gets marked when you log into these sessions. So, but still, I will check it once. Right. So I think in the last, I will just ask the learning manager to share the thoughts on that. So that option of the option of this evenly adjustment, right? This is something which comes on over here. See, which comes on when you use the containers. So you have to select the container, right? Select container, and then this is where you get that option, that distribute it evenly, right? It is on the containers that you use. Okay. Right, so the action filter is something on the dashboard, you select the chart. So when you select any chart, on that chart, you will see an option of this small funnel icon, right? this is something which is used to apply the action filter. So by default, it will be not selected, right? When you click hover on this and click on this use as filter, this will then be used as a filter. Make sense? So Tariq, and see, now this is a question, right? So now this is for each and every task. See, for example, right? For example, see on the charts, on the dashboards, we put lot of stuff, right? We put lot of stuff on the dashboards, right? Something like, you put the things like, you put all the things like this, right? You have the filters, right? You have the legends, you have the parameters, right? These are the things that we put on the dashboard. So for some mistake or by any chance, what happens is if you have, if you have removed any parameter, just a second. Okay. So now see, if you miss anything on your dashboard, right? Like for example, I have deleted this parameter, right? I have deleted this parameter. Okay. I have already removed the legend of this chart. You don't have to do anything. If you want the legend of this chart back, right? Or you want the parameter of this chart back, just click on that chart, little arrow. See, if you want the filters, if you have any filter, you can bring the filter. If you want the legends, click on the legend. See, the legend will come back, right? Similarly, if I come on this chart, for this particular chart, my parameters got lost. So I will click on this. I will click on the parameters. It will show me that there are two parameters that you have created. Which one do you want back? I want my age parameter back. So this will come back. Then you can just move it wherever you want it. Okay. Same way I will click on this chart now and I will say I want my parameters of balance bin parameter back. And with this, I will bring this up over here and put it over here right now. So here it comes back. So Prabhuj, if you want to move the legend into the chart area, something you already discussed, floating, right? That is the answer. So if you bring the legends over here, you make the legend floating, select the legend and make it floating. That way only you will be able to bring it inside this. So this way now it comes inside this chart over here. And you can remove this container then. Make sense? So this way you can do it. Then the question was, Kasturi, distribution evenly. So distribution evenly it is something which will come in the containers. So when you make a dashboard, right? When you make a dashboard, if you have, used any container, suppose if I put a horizontal container over here, then I move the charts inside it. Okay, so when you put the charts inside the containers, so that is where you have an option over here that if you click on this and select the container, and in that, then what you do is you will say distributed evenly. So that is where you will get that option. So David, you are saying this title over here that you don't want this age bin, that this is coming up. Yep, David, is that the question? Oh, this one, this age bin. Oh, that's a nice thing that you have asked. See, just right click on this and say hide. So you can hide these things. Right click and say hide field labels. Okay. No, no, Tariq. So we can add the voice connection to that. So Charandeep Singh, so basically to add a logo, first of all, download any logo that you have, right? Any logo that you have downloaded. So do you have any image downloaded, Charandeep? Right. So double click on the image over here on this. You will have an option of the image over here, right? Just double click on this image option. So it will ask you to choose that image. So go to that folder and pick that image, right? And then you can just say fit image, center image, and the image will be ready. You can- Okay. Then what you can do is you can make it floating and you can move it anywhere you want. So that is what we discussed. Perfect. Okay. No, so these images, you add the images on the dashboard. Okay, we add the images on the dashboard. Perfect. I hope all the questions are now answered. Any question that is missed? Okay, so we have this. So on the dashboard, Swarupa, you have to click on the map and you will see this option over here, use as filter. Right, use as filter. You just have to click on that option over there. Got it now? This will come for every sheet. If you select the pie chart, for the pie chart also you will see this. If you click on this chart, over here also it will come up. So Tariq, to change the color of the navigator, so what we did was, we clicked on the formatting. When I did format story, see now, because I am on the story, so format story, and this is where you have an option of navigator. So the navigator option that you see, from here you can change the font style and the color of the navigator. Okay. Yes, Sri Teja, you can ask the question, please. So parameter is different, filter is different. I'm not sure what you're asking over here. So your question is, I was unable to change the parameter range from the filter. So both the things are different. Filter is different and parameter is different. I just unmute you. You can please ask the question. Yes, please.
Hello.
Yes, yes, please.
Sir, actually from the sheet I was unable to change
So
the
which,
range for the
which
balance
sheet?
parameter.
Okay.
We have
No,
done it from the right side of the column. I was unable to change it.
this one?
Sorry, 1 second, sir.
See my screen. See my
Yeah,
screen.
yeah, from that.
So what do you want to do?
From here, I was unable to change the map by giving a range or something.
Map.
Yeah, the analysis graph. my graph was not changing from here when I'm giving a parameter or something.
You are saying that when you are inserting the values inside, this chart is not changing.
Yeah.
So have you linked this parameter, balance bin parameter? So once you make the parameter, once you create the parameter, you have to go into the balance bin, edit this, and you have to assign it over here, balance bin parameter.
Yeah, sir, I've done it actually.
Okay, can you share your screen?
One second. Yes, sir.
Put the value now. It should not change. Now it will change.
Remaining the same. One
Change
second.
the
I'll change the range. Yes, sir. Yeah, now it's changing. Before it didn't change.
you have not assigned it basically. So it was just a 10,000 over there. So you have to assign the parameter so that it changes it.
In the age bin also, 1 second. Okay, sir. Now I'm able to do it. Yeah.
Please make the presenter. So simply run without host, right? Without host.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. Right. So now with this, right, what we will do is, so what we will, the exercise that I shared with you all. Okay, so we will now take that up. So other parameters can be used for the string data also, dates also. So they can be used for a variety of purposes, right? Like when you define this up, when you make the parameter. Okay. So over there, right, you have the option. What type of data do you want the user to allow? If you want to allow only integers, he will be able to enter only integers. If you want to allow, he should be able to enter some string data. He can enter textual data also, right? Canada, US, ABC, XYZ, whatever he wants, he can enter that. So according to the requirement, we have to make it. Okay, according to the requirement, we have to make the parameter. Now in this case, we have the requirement of numbers, so we were choosing the integers over here. Yes, so it works for all the data types. So how many of you tried that exercise that I asked you all to work on that, the W1? Right, this was that the one that I asked you all, that was the Brazil tourism, right? This was the assignment that I asked you all to try it. Sachin, you have done it? Yeah, Sachin, you have a question also? Please ask your question. Okay, you have shared it as well. Let's open your report. Okay, this is the bank's report. We share a bank report right now. Sachin, how can we include total and gender specific count in age analysis? So for that, what you can do over here is you will just have to add the gender in that, right? You pick up the field of this gender and put on the color. Then it will split. You will be able to see that male and female.
Got it? So if you have to display the total, for that what we do is, see, you will have to make a calculated field. So everyone, you can also try this out. So what you can, so you want to see the total of male and female, right? This is what you want to see, like of the total data, 4016. That is what you want to do. Actually for that we have to do some calculations. There is a calculation that is fixed and include, right? That is what we have to use in that case. So like for example, if I come over here and I say create calculated field, and I will call it as total. And if you write over here in the bracket, in the curly bracket, if you write count of, the customer ID, okay, and close the curly brackets, right? So do this up. So make a calculated field and just put this up over there. Click on apply and OK. And then you put this total on the tooltip. See, it will give you the total everywhere. 4016, 4016, 4016. Everywhere you will get it. Okay, so Kasturi, you have shared it. So I can see only one sheet right now. You'll have to just do a small setting change. All right. Please share it with that include sheets. I can only see one chart right now. But this is actually not correct. This is not a map. So Kasturi, you have written map, but this is not a map. Okay. So everyone, so I'm opening this file, right? So let us all do this. I will just show the questions to all of you one by one so that you all are sorted on this. So just give me a second. Let's open this up. Okay. See, these were the questions, that I asked you, right? So like this was the exercise that I asked you all to try it out. See, in this, what you have is you have a data of Brazil. Okay, you have the data of Brazil. So what I'll do over here right now is I'll open a fresh new file. Okay. So first of all, we load the data in this. So what was the data? Data was the Brazil tourism, right? So connect to the data. It's an Excel file. So this is the data. Sorry, it's not an Excel, it's a CSV file. Oh, what is CSV or text? Yeah, it's a text file, not an Excel. So connect to the data and text file. And here is it. So we load the data first of all. Correct? So now in this, the first question that we have in this is, that says, create a timeline showing the overall trend of visitors to Brazil, right? So, before you start off, always make sure you have taken a good look at the data, right? So what is the data that you have? If you all will take a look on the data right now, the data is something, it is showing us that, okay, from which continent tourists came, right? From which country they came, right? In which month did they came to the Brazil, and to which state of Brazil did they come, right? Like suppose someone is traveling from US to India, so he can come and stay in Delhi, he can stay in Rajasthan, he can stay in Tamil Nadu, he can stay in Kerala. So to which state did he come in India, right? What was the mode of travel? Did he travel by air? He traveled by water or whatever, right? In which year did he come? and how many visitors were there, right? You see, you have the count. So I can see that in the month of May, right, in the year of 2013, so from India, there were zero visitors that went over here. But right, if you come over here in the month of June, there was one visitor who came to Rio, this Rio Grande, right? So this is the state to which that visitor came to from India. You have this data, right? So we want to analyze that to which state of Brazil people were traveling, from which countries people were coming the most, right? During which month people travel more. So this is the analysis that was the idea of this complete exercise. Are you all clear on the questions, everyone? What exactly we are expecting to do over here? Yep, great. See, the first chart says a timeline showing the overall trend of visitors over the period of the data set. So for timeline, which chart do we use? Yep, for line chart, which this we use chart, line chart, right? Time series, right? Yesterday I told you we discussed about that. Are you all making the notes, everyone? Right? Please make your notes. When you sit in the session, sit down with a register, copy, and take a note. You will never forget with that. Okay? So all the things we discussed, right? Seasonality, what is that? Scatter plot, where do you use it? So I was giving you these notes over here. So timeline is something for where we use a line chart. So I will bring the year and I will bring the count. So I will get that chart. Right? This is a trend that I can see. So I'm just putting the link again. So months are not required right now in this. See, right now the months are not required. We just have to see the timeline. That is what the question was. Okay. Now, so we don't need to change the data type of the year, right? Why we don't need to do it? Because see, year is a number. It's not a complete date. Getting it? So year will come again as a number only. So what I did was I dragged the year in the columns and count. See, please don't confuse the count of this other one. This is the count of this data set that I have. This is given to me. And I put the count in the rows. So you get the chart. Then we come to the second chart over here. The second chart says a chart showing the percentage split between the mode of transportation used to arrive in the country. How we will do this? So, okay, I'll unmute someone, right? That person has to answer now on this. Yeah, Mitlesh. So I'm unmuting you now over here. So how will I do this question now? Mitlesh, you there? Yep. So how do we do this question now?
We will use pie chart.
Yeah, I can use a pie chart. Perfect. And what will I do in that pie chart now? So guide me. Right? So like you are the instructor and you are telling me now. What will I do now? So tell me, what should I do? Mm-hmm. Sorry?
Your voice is distorting a little bit. I think you're away from the mic. Can you come near to the mic? Mm-hmm. Your voice is not all clear, Milesh. I hope you're using a stable internet connection or some issue with the mic. So Amol, right? Perfect. So I will give and someone in the interest of time, so I will give the opportunity to others. Okay. So yeah. So Amol, you can answer this. Yeah, Amol. There you go.
Okay, so yeah, we need to add way in columns
Perfect.
and then count in rows.
Okay.
Yep. And then if we click on show me, yeah,
Pie chart.
we just pie chart
Right. Now
and
I can.
change the
Uh-huh.
view to entire view
Okay.
and add way into labels.
Way in or count?
Yeah, count also and labels also.
Right. Way in also. Let's put this and count also.
Yeah. And then if numbers are long, we can format them.
So see, the question says we have to show that in the percentage. Start showing the
Correct.
percentage.
Correct.
So what I do now?
Click on the text of sum of count.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. With table calculation, percentage of total.
Perfect. Perfect. Right. That's where we get it. See, if you see right now, see, like there was there was a question. Like if you see right now, this label over here, this is the label is not coming for the C. Sorry, for C it is coming. It is not coming for the river because the space is too less. So Tableau is not showing the label. But if you click on the label option, right? If you all click on the label option, see there is an option that comes that says allow labels to overlap. Although we should not use it, I'm just showing you. See if you say allow labels to overlap, see what is happening now is the other label is also coming and it is overlapping. So you can just select one of them and you can move it a little bit something like this if you want to show it. But it can create the problems on the different screen resolutions. So we do not try to do that. But this is one way. See, if there are one or two labels, you can adjust it. But if there are 30, 40 labels, you will not be able to make that change. Right? So this is an option that you can check if you want to forcefully show the labels. Make sense to all of you? Everyone sorted on this chart? Perfect. Let's add another sheet to this now. It says a chart highlighting any monthly seasonality of arrivals. Okay. A chart showing monthly seasonality of arrivals. Let me pick up someone and you have to answer and explain this complete chart. Okay, so probably what I will do is let's pick up. Okay, so Ravi Shankar, you are going to answer this now. Ravi Kiran, sorry. Ravi Kiran. Yeah. Can you do this question now?
A chart highlighting any monthly seasonality, sir.
Yes. What field should I use?
Same, sir.
Yes,
So we have a month column now, sir. Month.
Correct. Pick up the month, put in the columns.
Yes, sir.
Pick up the count, put in the rows.
Yes, sir.
I get the chart now.
Yes, sir.
So what insights do you get from here? What is the seasonality that you see?
Yes, sir. In the Jan month it is high, and even in a December.
Mm-hmm.
and even in a Feb, sir. Means it's in around from Indian seasons like winter, sir.
Mm-hmm. So you're going right. Little more elaboration that I want. So I can see, right? If I see from this chart, I can see that people started going more in the month of October, November, and December, right? That is when the people increase. Correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And it is also even see because seasonality is something that repeats every year. I can see. So, like for example, if I'm saying that people start going more to the Brazil during the month of October, November, December, and Jan. Up till Jan, people go more, and then after Jan, again the people stop start the number of people going to Brazil that decreases. So I can see the peak seasons of going to Brazil is during the month of October, November, December, and Jan. But during the other months, because maybe the temperature is very high over there, so people do not go over to the Brazil. Make sense? Right, all of you? So Amod, see basically I will not put year into the filter, right? Because seasonality is something which we show it for all the years. And still, if you want to see it in a much better way, let me do it. See, I can put the year into the probably into the columns or maybe into the rows. Let's put it in the columns. So you will see, I can see the chart now over here and it is coming. I will have to, change this into a dimension. Discrete, and I will have to put it like this. See, now if I will show you, although with seasonality for this we do not do it, see, you will be able to see in 2005, so people started growing more during these months, and then in 2006 up till Jan they were going, and further it decreased, and every year I can see the same pattern. Every year I can see the same pattern. So that is why we call it seasonality. Seasonality is something that repeats itself every year. Make sense?
Yeah, yes. I have a doubt, sir.
Yes, please.
Sir, in sheet 1, sir,
Mm-hmm.
that year and count, no, sir. On monthly basis, we can get that one.
No, over here we just have to see the trend only, na? Because year on year I wanted to understand how many people are going. So I can see almost every year similar number of people have gone. Just that in the last 2 years the number of people have increased.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Let's add another sheet now over here. Now this question says a map of Brazil comprising the states of the country by the number of arriving tourists. So we all have to create a map to showcase how many visitors came to the different states of Brazil. Okay, that is something we have to show in this chart right now. So let's pick up someone, right, who has to answer this now. Okay. So Rati, would you like to answer this? Okay, Kasturi, you can do it. Okay, so Rati, I'll give you the next question. Okay. So we have a volunteer for this. Let's take. Yep. So I hope Kasturi, I pronounce your name correct, right? It's Kasturi, or so is it right now?
Sir, hi sir.
Hi.
Do you want me to answer the fourth question,
Yes.
right? Yeah, 1 second, sir.
So just see my screen now. Forget about your screen. Just watch on my screen and answer it.
Okay, sir, please drag state into column, sir.
That will not create a map.
So actually we are having latitude and longitude created, right? So we can drag latitude into columns, latitude generated into columns.
No, you just have to drag the state over here. Just drag the state, latitude and longitude will automatically come.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Right? So, but map is completely blank right now. What should I do?
So we can drag the state and we can put it into label.
Right now the map is not filled enough. So right, Gauri Shankar, right? We need to correct the errors. I can see a message over here, 18 unknown.
Yes, yes, you can click on unknown.
Hmm.
It is in region, edit location. So it is showing in India. So the map we need to change it accordingly.
So what will I select over here?
Brazil.
Brazil, right? So I will select Brazil over here. And the moment I do that, so you will see all the locations are correctly plotted, but one location is showing unrecognized. That is other units of federation. Right? So all the locations are placed. So now we can see the map of Brazil now. But there is one location which is unknown. Right? And that location is basically other units of
Other
federation.
yeah.
So what they have done is they have created one region by the name of others. So others cannot be plotted, right? I cannot plot others because it will not have any latitude and longitude. So I can leave it the way it is. I can say, okay, one we can't plot it, so I will not change anything on this chart. What next? Count on the size.
Count. Yeah.
So this way my chart is ready now.
Yes.
Now we can see the most of the tourists they came to this location, that is Sao Paulo.
Sao Paulo.
Right? Then Rio de Janeiro, right? This Rio Grande do Sul. So very few visitors went to
Roraima.
Right? So this is how we get a map.
Yes. So this is one which I've got wrong actually, sir.
Yeah.
So you're telling about this, right? When I create this.
Correct. This is what I was.
Sir, could you please show sheet 3 once? Okay. So it is showing the aggregated value for January, how many customers on overall the years, right?
Correct.
So individually, like if you want to be.
Here I was showing that you pick up the field of year, right? And bring that over here in this chart. For each year, if you want to show it, you will have to just change the year into discrete. So in the discrete, first keep the year, then keep the month. So for each year and every month, you will be able to see 2005, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Now let's move to the next question, which is I guess the last question as well. Right. So no, second last. A map of world comprising the countries by the number of tourists who visited Brazil. So same chart, right? The same chart now again. So instead of now showing the states, we have to show the countries. This is much more easier.
We can drag the country. Yeah.
Right. And count on the label.
Label.
Not on the label, but be on the size. So this way I can see it now. So most of the visitors have come from this location, Argentina, right? And over here we can select, and we can see a lot of customers or tourists came from US, right? So very few visitors went from India.
Yes, 1 lakh.
So Swarupa, basically what happened is there are only two things. You have dimensions and measures. So measures are something which we use for the purpose of aggregation, right? Measures means numerical data, right? Like sales, profit, revenue, count, right? So these are all what we have is these are all basically your measures. Measures means numerical data, something on which you can do a mathematical calculation. You can find the sum of sales, you can find the average of sales, minimum sales, maximum sales. And dimensions are basically your categorical fields, right? If you see continent, country, month, year, I cannot say what is the sum of continent. I cannot say what is the sum of country, right? So for aggregation, you will always be using the measure now. So like for example, on this chart, I wanted to see how many tourists we have from the different countries. So countries get plotted and in the count field, right? This is the count field is given in the data only. That count field is given in the data itself. If you all take a look on the data, the count is there. That it is telling me how many tourists came in that particular year, month, from country to which state. I can see that count over here. So I want to see the total count, like total tourists that came to a particular from a particular country. So that is why I have dragged sum of count on this. Make sense? Sum of count on the size. Okay. So Swarupa, that helps you how to decide between dimension and measure. Okay. So Ravi, so I'm just repeating it. You have to pick up the country, drop it over here, and pick up the count, put it on the sides. Yep, Mitresh, are you sorted? You are clear? David, Tariq, Alex. Okay. Now we have the next sheet in this. The last question we will do over here now of this. A chart comprising different continents by the number of tourists. Right? So basically, we have to now showcase from which continent we got more number of tourists now. So that is something we have to show on this chart. So what we do now over here in this case is, if I come over here on this, I will simply pick up the field of continent, put it in the columns, and pick up the count, put it in the rows. I can see this. So most of the tourists have visited from South America. And my report is ready. No, we can see it. Right, so I'll just show you. So Puddu, if you will see over here, the continent is not coming as a geographical data. So that is why the map is not clear. The question also didn't ask for a map. It said a chart comprising different continents. Okay. So now what you do is, if you click on File, and if I save to Tableu Public, so Madhulina, this is where your question will be answered now. Okay. So when I save this file now, okay. So this is the report that is now published. So by default, you will see that, okay, only one chart is coming, right? So what you do is, you have to click on the settings and you have to say show sheets. So with that, all the sheets will be visible. Right? Now I can see any sheet that I want. Perfect. Then we have a question. Tariq, I don't see a card as an option in visual. See, so Tariq, so this is again a Power BI visual that you're asking. See, if you want to show that card kind of a stuff, see how you do that is, see, let me show you. Like this report that I made, I can add a chart over here. Okay. Suppose, see, in the card in Power BI, what we can do is we can show only one value. Right? That is what we do. We can only show one value in that. Either I'm showing total sales or total profit or total revenue. Right? That is what we show in a card. Correct? So what you can do over here is, if suppose we want to show the total passengers, pick that up, put it on the text. You will get one single number. Okay? And over here, then you can make it as an entire view and right click and format. Just do some formatting on this. And in that case, you can increase the font size, make it bold. Okay? Change the alignment. Right? In the alignment, make it center aligned. Right? So you can right click and format this, format the number and show the number in the millions.
right? You can show the number in the millions. So if you see now, this is your card that is ready. So if you will make a dashboard now, so if you bring the charts, okay, you bring the charts over here, you can bring your card also. These are the total number of visitors that you had. So that is how you will get it. So Swarupa, can we add a measure here? Where are you referring to? No, I mean in Tableau basically where? Over here in this chart, like see over here I've used a measure only. So over here when I drag the count, so count was a measure. I have dragged measure right now. Maybe I'll unmute you, you can ask your question then. So if something, just to be more clear. Yes, Swarupa, please.
So I'm asking whether we can like calculate the things and then we can display it on a card or something like that.
You can do that. So like for example, if you want to, if you have any field, if you have any calculated field, you can drag that also text and you can make that.
Okay.
Right?
Sir, and if you want to like use two things and calculate the third measure value?
Anything is possible. That's just a calculated field. Right? You can
Okay,
just like for example, we saw that we on the first day we saw how we made a field of sales. Same way you can keep on adding the fields over here in this. So the fields will be visible over here. Suppose if I right click and I say I want to make another calculated field, right? So so I'll just get that option from here. So on the sheet, if I come up and I'm saying I want to create another calculator, I can call it as say suppose bonus, just random. So I will say 10% multiplied by the count. So we can make that it's 0.1 into this. So I can add this field. So I will get the bonus. If you want to add bonus also over here, you will get a bonus as well. Right?
Okay, yeah.
This is like a multi-row card. If you only want to keep that, you can remove this. So only that number will be left behind.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir.
Sure. Sure. I'll just show you that Brazil map. So this is a Brazil map that we showed. If you want me to repeat, I can do it. So what we have done was you have to drag the state over here on the chart, right? So I'll just repeat it. You pick up the field of state and drag it over here. In case you are not getting a map, you see the map is coming blank. You would be getting a message over here at the bottom, unknown. Okay. So just click on that message of unknown, edit the locations, and make sure the country is selected correct as Brazil. Right, then you can put the count on the sides. So chart will be ready. I hope everyone is now sorted. All clear on this? Perfect. So this is where we'll take the closure for the day. Right. So for tomorrow's, right, please try to work on the second exercise now. Right. Do keep practicing, right, to learn more and more about it. So you can try and work on this exercise now. See, I'm marking it over here, Tableau exercise 1, and you have a data also for that. Right, Tableau exercise 1, and the data for that is, I have marked it, sample data exercise 1. So work on this exercise. Okay, everyone? Great. So enjoy the rest of your day. So see you all tomorrow then. Take care. Bye.
Thanks, Swapna.